Hello ladies and gents, I am Anna Devon, and welcome back to From the Depths, Ashes of the Empire Community Edition. In this episode I'm hoping to capture a little bit more territory for once, because, well, last couple of episodes haven't really advanced tremendously much, really only taking one or two pieces of land. However, in order to utilise that we have several new designs. First up, we have the Shield Buster by Alwina. 14k design, one of the cheaper ones in today's episode. I'm looking at it here. It's a very tank destroyer style design here, and it's a 500mm round, which I'm assuming has a big disruptor conduit EMP 500mm thing. Oh, with also HE, so it isn't just purely shield busting. That's interesting. Whoops. It does have flares as well. So, I don't really know what has shields. I think most of the Steel Empire stuff does. Sent against the Peregrine, I think that has shields. Though I can't remember. If it doesn't, then, well, soon find out. So it's shell. Yeah, so it hits the shield. So it hit the front shield there. Detonated there. Next shell. So it acts as like a inertial fuse detonating off the shields. And then also, it does a significant amount of damage anyway. It does also have shields of its own. Nice. So here comes the next shell. Yep, so it's hitting the shield. It's actually detonating quite nicely. And it looks like it's actually disabled that shield. And it looks like the front shield is still... Yeah, the front shield is still active there. You can just about see the shield spike. But it is doing a good amount of damage just striking against the shields. I think this probably has some fairly decent shields to it. How is it doing itself? So it has a good amount of shielding there. It's absorbing the damage nicely. It has a good, solid, heavy armour front there. Some ERA as well to prevent damage from explosion. It's actually got quite a lot of heavy armour. And then because the gun is not turreted, it won't... Oh, it doesn't have to worry about explosion clipping again anyway. I'm so used to talking about explosion clipping, but that isn't a thing anymore. It's a good fast shell though, and it will do very well against most targets, even if they don't have shields, even though it is designed particularly to take on the shields. And the flares are always quite nice. Next up, we have the Experimental Tank number 2 by Similian. A more expensive design. I think, is this the one... No, this isn't the one I was thinking of. Or is it? I know there's one with a warp core. No, this one has RTGs galore. Okay, that's a little bit... So that makes it very, very expensive for what it does. Still, it probably won't have... Yeah, it's just... it's probably just purely passive, which is quite handy. Or it probably functions purely passively. So let's send this against... the Hex is probably a stupid idea. It's a fairly slow rate of fire gun, but still pretty potent. Just want to try and destroy its target before the Hexa fires, and does that. Yeah, the Hexa has grav ram. I can't do that. Grav rams are just the way to instantly win against a single target. Let's send it against the Nebel. So this round is very potent. It's fast and strong, and fires at a good pace, which is very nice. And yeah, it does a very, very large amount of damage, particularly when it hits the turrets of certain things. Well, it's only fired 2 rounds, is a bit beyond me, but there we go. So it has enough shells to fire multiple times, but okay. Access intake. It's a big squash head round, so I don't know why it's No, it's not loading. Maybe it's just not been saved fully loaded, so it'll act more like it will in the campaign. Its resilience is good though, and its shell is very potent for when it fires, and it is a nice turreted railgun, so it will be potent. It's just the fact that it's utilising RTGs will mean that it's probably not going to be as potent as another 50k design, since RTGs for the most part in Ashes are pretty much a waste. It takes a ridiculously long time for them to pay themselves back, and if they take any damage whatsoever, then that's basically, yeah, you've lost the investment. Next we have the G33 Scorpion by that one guy. It's an upgrade version of one which we've seen before, really. Though I spawned it too low, so it decided to crash into the ground, didn't it? Okay, let's try that again, spawning from a decent height this time. And we'll send this one against something of the Twin Guard. Let's send it against the Mare. So it fires a big array of rockets there. It does have a little tendency to fly very low before it gets itself ready to fight. And I think that could cause it quite a bit of problems. If it does that against most targets, it may end up just getting smashed up. The Mare though is able to take out all the missiles, so the fact this has got a missile array is a bit of a problem. Just waiting for that main gun to fire, I think. Which might not, since I think it could very well have been disabled by this laser beam. So let's just destroy everything and then try for a third time. I'll just do it against the Taipan. So it just fires missiles in all directions, which looks really cool. And there we go, there's the shell. Yeah, big, fairly potent shell there. But not as potent as I was expecting, actually. Maybe it's just because it missed on a few of its hits. So this motion is quite good. It's able to stay in a good position for firing at its opponents. However, it does also make it a little bit more vulnerable. And I have a feeling that this could end up being an easy target for any cram cannons. And as we saw against laser fire, it was disabled fairly easily. So really the Steel Empire would be its best foe. Next we have the Tank Hunter S01E42 Empire Edition by Doc82. So this is another one of the 40k designs. Is this one tank destroyer? This looks more like on the siege tanks with the demolish cannon. Oh no, it's a laser! It's a laser destroyer! Aha! It makes it look like, there we go. Yeah, so it fires a laser. It's utilising barrels to make it look like a normal cannon. It has a laser combiner inside there. And being a fairly strong laser, it seems, it's able to reach out and touch someone at long range and do a good amount of damage. What's the power of this laser like? So the pulse damage is fairly good. 4,000 damage with 80 AP, so it's nothing too shabby, and it is able to take out targets with relative ease, it seems. Though its fire rate is a little bit low compared to, well, my ridiculous laser things and ones of Richard Dastardly. However, this also looks a hell of a lot better than mine, which mine is literally a box which I made fly. And this does actually hold very much the aesthetic of the 40k counterpart. So I'm very looking forward to utilising this, as it will be good against basically anyone, because that 80 AP is good against any heavy armour, and Ashes of the Empire vehicles contain quite a lot of heavy armour. And finally we have the Warthog by Aboris, a 26k design. And this is, it's actually more of a flying boat design, utilising balloons to help it get about, well, on the ground, well, the water, so this would be fine for any meter battles. And also do act as a bit of armour while it's getting up into the sky. Presumably it's really only that single gun at the side, though looking at it, that single gun is enormous. Oh, it does have a couple of little simple laser sponsons as well, and they'll definitely act as good potent weaponry. Yeah, it's mainly that one large cannon at the base there. So we'll send this against the Onager, just because I want to see it shoot at something with a lot of armour. I want to see just how potent this cannon can be. So it's turning nice and quick, and we'll easily be able to avoid a lot of crown shots. And there we go. Fragmentation burst weapon there, or fully sustained. And firing down from above, it's hitting the weak upper deck of... Oh no, it's not just fragmentation. There looks like there is Hesh in that. We've got mixed munitions. We've got mixed munitions, it looks like. Okay, that was horrifically potent. Hitting the deck of Onyx Watch, because they only have a lot of wood, and then, yeah. That is a very, very, very nice cannon. I wanted to see the actual munition in that, because that was quite horrifically powerful. So access intakes, so we have, yeah, frag and squash. So squash HE, basically, yeah. Very nice. So let's just see it completely guts something else. They've got two simple lasers, which do a little bit there. But look at that. Just churning through, breaking huge sections, just detonating all the cram explosive components. Is it already dead? Rhino. Go on, you've got to at least die to... Good grief. Well, admittedly flyers are very potent against the Onyx Watch. They are the natural counter for them in Ashes of the Empire and in Nita, but this is just cruel. So it looks like it's moved a little bit too close. It's having a little bit of difficulty killing the Rhino, but admittedly this is the Rhino. And still firing its simple lasers down at any angle. Just a touch close it seems. Or no, it's actually run out of ammo in its weapon there. So it's really just waiting for it to reload, I think. It hasn't quite got enough ammo, so let's just respawn it in. Because I'm quite interested to see how quickly it kills the Rhino. Which I have gone on this one a little bit long, but that's because it's very different to the other designs. So it took a cram barrage there. So it can. So if it does get hit, it can completely self-detonate and explode internally. Interesting. But we won't know see how well they work until we actually use them in the campaign. So let's head on over. Right, so now in the campaign, I think I'll add all the vehicles into the Steel Empire Force. Right, all the new designs have been added to the Steel Empire Force. It's just I'm having difficulty combining the forces now. They're getting so large. Oh, we have 16 army has broken through the defences there. That is not good. Right, so the Steel Empire battle decided to occur without, well, not me really wanting it to, and unfortunately the new designs haven't quite finished up. So, just put all the other designs around to protect the new ones. Well, our forces massively outnumber the Steel Empire, though they do have a couple of Polaris, which could be a bit of a problem. Though I'm not too concerned because our force has a lot of repair capability. We should be able to deal with it. But we will now find out. Of course, my worries were completely unfounded, as both Polaris just instantly detonated straight away, so that completely negates the strength of this force, because Polaris are worth quite a lot of fleet point value. So that basically means that, well, there's not much left of the enemy forces. Though, initial strikes do seem to have done a fair bit of damage to us, though I predict it's more of our own forces dealing damage to ourselves rather than basically receiving it from the enemy. Also, the designs are still being repaired at the moment. Still, things are going quite well straight away. Our forces are spreading out nicely across the battlefield and pretty much encircling the Steel Empire forces there. And that is all nice and good. Though it does probably lend themselves to a little bit more friendly fire, though honestly, them being more spread out stops them crashing into each other, which is probably better than a little bit of friendly fire. So if some vehicles getting a little bit too close, and if they do decide to ram, then everything just kind of like shoot them in the back, which is a real pain. So there we go, two vehicles moving close in, and they unfortunately don't collide with each other. But they're getting in very, very close to the Steel Empire forces there. And as you can see there, battle tank there, the orange-green there, getting hit along with the experimental tank by our own forces. And that is, well, more of a problem than anything else. Lastly, there is this annoying flyer, which is mostly annoying because I've only knocked off one wing, so its movement is immensely erratic. Fortunately, we do have a good amount of agile missiles, able to track it down and hit it every now and then, and eventually one will hit and knock it out of the sky for good. Just like that. So, there we go, it is AI dead, and then shortly it will disintegrate into nothing, or resources for my forces. So that battle went fine. No, don't do that yet. Just need to repair everything which, well, didn't spawn in properly because, well, it wasn't actually built. But the actual battle itself went quite well, I thought. Took a little bit of damage on experimental vehicles, probably because they shot each other, but there we go. All in all, quite a nice battle. Okay, the pipeline is now being attacked, though. That is not something I want to happen. Oh, it's actually a base here. I didn't realise there was actually a fortification there. But no, they're actually sending an attack force from that locale. Not what I want at all. Though, we're going to take on this Onyx Watch force now. Right, so the Onyx Watch are fairly close by, actually. That could cause a bit of a problem. They didn't really deploy far enough out. But we'll see how it all functions. Then again, it matters more about which targets they fire the crams at, because so long as they fire at something which moves initially, it's all going to miss, and they fire at the moose turret there, and as you can see, most of the shells miss, because they hit the top of it, but they don't hit the main bulk of the moose there. The moose, though, is getting hit by our own forces, which is a bigger problem than the enemy Onyx Watch shooting us from the front. Still, lasers and all the very high rate of fire weapons are doing good against the Onyx Watch, causing huge amounts of damage, while the Moose tanks a huge amount of damage. Though it takes a lot of damage to the cram barrels there, a fair bit to the heavy armour, and this is going to cause problems with repair costs. You see there, we're now already down to 6,000 materials, and it is dropping very, very rapidly. Not gathering much from the kills. Yes, that is a bit of a problem, because without materials, we can't actually generate new munitions for a lot of these forces. A lot of these use ammunition processors, and also without repairs we're going to take tremendous amounts of casualties due to the amount of repair capabilities throughout all of our forces, most of them surviving purely based on repairs alone. Now already we're down to less than 1,000 materials, and this is just getting exacerbated further and further, because our designs are being flung around and not really moving around. I have a feeling they may have run out of fuel. I don't actually check until quite a bit later where they have run out of fuel, but I don't know at which point during this battle they've actually run out, though I have a feeling they probably have at this point. But some designs are still moving around, but they could have RTG or steam engines within them to keep them mobile as the battle progresses. I do have the Grav Ram flinging things around there, but then Hikari's vehicle gets hit by our own forces, taking even more damage, and we suddenly get a big influx of resources, and that is because something has been destroyed. It is one of the more expensive designs. Its scrapping then gives us the materials to keep repairing and the fight going. That battle didn't go quite as well as I'd like. Fortunately, we've got another battle without me realising, so I'm going to have to begin this one, aren't I? Let's end the battle, there we go.
Yes, on my way.
Did you go that way? Where's HQ? HQ's down there, okay. Right, as I was saying, the Onyx Watch battle didn't go quite as well as I'd like. Not yet. So, getting down. Right, the Stolverm light tank unfortunately was defeated. It was, well, trying to ram Onyx Watch tanks, so it's a little bit of a problem. Sturmgeschütz, it's okay. Assault gun. I thought I lost another vehicle. I did, the experimental tank number 4. That's actually what got me the materials to keep everything else alive. Because that is now something we are having a bit of difficulty with, and that is just resources in general. The very high resilient designs in the Onyx Watch Force do so by having very high repair rates. And it is causing problems, it seems. I'm in quite a bit of difficulty, because I've got Working Miner 19th Army. Having this battle occur as well over here. I'll begin this battle. Hopefully this won't take too long. There's only a couple of Twin Guard forces, but yeah, we are losing a lot of ground. Yeah, this one didn't really concern me in any shape or form about the enemy forces, despite one being one of the elite units. It's more the fact that there's not many enemies there. I'm going to end up killing my own vehicles quite severely, because Twin Guard take a lot of killing, even on the small scale. They have a lot of repair capabilities and they just take a long time to kill, giving our forces ample opportunity to kill each other in either ramming attacks or shooting attacks. See there, straight away, the Predator tank is going straight in close and getting hit and struck from all angles by our own vehicles. And if it wasn't for the repair capabilities of nearby vehicles, I'm not entirely sure it would be able to survive it, this sort of battle setup. Unfortunately though, the enemy are going down very quickly, and already major sections have already been damaged, but you can see there in the far distance, there is something showing 2 damage. One of our vehicles seems to have been annihilated in this battle as well. Nowhere near the front lines, meaning that it was probably taken out by friendly fire or friendly ramming. Not of which, either of which are particularly friendly. Still, the rest of the enemy are destroyed and we win the battle. So despite the enemy not really being that strong, we lost one of the Wyverns. But we are very, very low on repair capabilities, and that is really beginning to show now. I try and get down here to the 6th Army as quickly as possible. And similarly, the Steel Empire force needs to head up over to the face-off against the 19th Army as well. So the Twin Guard force is going to carry against Twin Guard. This Onyx Watch force seems to have stopped, which is okay actually. It means have a chance to keep on advancing, but I'm losing more and more of the pipeline force, it seems. So this time we have the Twin Guard force against, facing Phalanx, Cleric and an Irritation. So let's see how these fare in this battle. I'm not expecting the Twin Guard to last particularly long. Yeah, not expecting them to last particularly long, and this I'm expecting it to be a fairly similar battle to the previous one. In fact, they have the fairly large, more elite units, and then one the repair capabilities nearby, because as can be seen, that is pretty much what's happening. The elite vehicles are firing away and getting repaired by their friendlies there. But despite that fact, huge amounts of projectile fire does hit them and disable them fairly quickly, despite the repairs going on all around. And there, the actual top portion, its AI has either been disabled, or its actual local weapons control is disabled. I think it's actually the AI itself, or the turret on the base unit holding the tractor beam has been disabled. Still, the enemy are being a little bit annoying with the amount of ram systems they have, preventing the few missiles and quite a few of the shots landing against them. Fortunately for me though, I have a good number of hit scan weaponry, such as the particle accelerator there and some simple lasers, as well as just sheer overwhelming firepower. Though not really having as much firepower as I was really expecting. Again, this is likely due to fuel issues. Mentioned in previous battle that on previous battles that the fuel was being a little bit of a problem throughout, and I've been having to rectify this by sending around the logistics transports. But here, see, the rate of fire has gone down an awful lot, indicating that maybe yes, and they're actually not moving, so and the shields are not visible. So yes, they have run out of fuel, and the ammunition processors are not functioning due to them not having enough power to operate them. Or we could actually be low on materials at this point, though I don't think that is the case. They are definitely short on power, not able to operate the munitions processors to continue the battle. Fortunately, we do have enough passive regen throughout the force in order to keep a few things operational and destroy the enemy, even if it takes a little bit longer than it normally would do. Okay, so that battle we lost one of the Burnstar Paladins. Unfortunately that's gone there. We did take quite a bit of damage elsewhere as well. Things are really quite heating up here. Okay, so the enemy have decided to take another one of our poor little resource nodes. This time I am now actually in a position to defend it more easily. Not perfectly, but I'm actually now in a position where I can do something about it. So you have the new designs in this force. Can't quite remember all of them, but that's because I haven't really utilised this force that much. I've kind of forgotten what's in it. Still got some very nice designs here, and the enemy should be defeated in short order. So let's begin. Yes, let us begin indeed. A good few shots straight away, managing to miss the rest of our forces from my hit scan weaponry, and then a nice barrage of shells and shots from all over. Unfortunately, a new, well, heli plane thing is not doing particularly well, but regardless of that, the Polaris does nuke itself over in the distance. But I did start the heli at full 150 meters, and it still crashed into the ground, so a little bit of problem there. Maybe it would require some balloons, or it's probably more designed for use in Nita and not on Ashes of the Empire, where the terrain is actually a non-zero value, about 20 to 30 meters high. The enemy, though, taking a huge amount of bombardment from all sides with the thing that is the Bear, I think it is, just taking a huge amount, basically with its huge hull and also land systems, able to shoot down a really rather large number of missiles and shells. Fortunately for myself, I have a good range of particle accelerators and lasers. Every now and then you can see the laser destroyer, new laser destroyer fire there. And there we go, we do take a nasty hit directly on the nose of the new flying boat design by Arboris. Was it the Warthog? Yes, it was the Warthog. And that is actually downed by that strike, though fortunately it didn't internally detonate, so hopefully it's emptied its rounds before it landed, otherwise it's going to leave a rather big hole. Again, taking more damage from our own collision rather than actually from the enemy. Doing lots and lots of collision damage there. Maybe everything I use should be covered in rubber, but never mind. Laser destroyer there, it's just firing away, plinking away, generally at our own tanks, but every now and then a shot does get through and hit the enemy, hopefully trying to take out the core. Just speed up a little bit more, just try and finish this battle, since it's kind of obvious what's going to happen. And there we go, it is disintegrated very quickly, leaving us with another victory in our belt for this episode. Right, unfortunately we lost the Bernstar Tsar main battle tank in that battle. All the designs did just about survive, though it was pretty close for them. In fact, even for the Bernstar tank, it was pretty close. It was almost about to survive, which was quite interesting actually. But unfortunately it did eventually get over. It did succumb to death and was defeated. Yikes, this force can carry a lot of fuel. And this one just actually ran out of fuel. Oh dear. No wonder it was performing badly in the last battle. It would have run out of fuel and not everything would have been able to get all of its resources, all like munitions. Let's cross the water first and then move into this tile. I don't want to be stuck facing off across water again. So annoying. Oh, it looks like the emplacement is being attacked, so let us head over there and clear that out. Ah, Steel Empire attacking my stuff again. I think I might need to get another combat force, or a defense force, so I will actually add that in next episode. I haven't got enough forces to do it, so that's what I'm going to be doing next episode, I think. But I'm going to end this one here, so I can then plan and prepare that one for next episode. So thank you very much for watching this episode of From the Depths, Ashes of the Empire Community Edition with myself and Edifin. If you did enjoy the episode, please leave a like and or comment below, as it is always great to hear from you lot. Also, be sure to check out the rest of my channel for more From the Depths and other games, and also swing by my Discord channel for more direct interactive chatting. Otherwise, that's it from me for now, and I shall see you next time. But until then, I'm out. Goodbye!